Vyse is one of the strongest agents on Abyss, and in today's video, I'm going to show you how to play her. I will include a lot of setups, lineups, as well as cool tricks you can use for Vyse. I have a 63% win rate currently on this map because of how well I can play with her, and because I can still have presence on both sides using lineups. She has a lot more potential than people give her credit for. So starting with the A setups, one of my favorites is this aggressive setup. You'll have to stand in this corner before barriers drop, and imagine there's kind of like this box here on the step. Look towards the middle or bottom right and just click. As you saw, it'll land in here, and it's not very easy to see because it's in this thing. And because the barriers are all the way over here, they heard it, but they don't know where it is. Then usually I just put this wall. They'll hear and see that, and that's fine. But once that's popped, it's very hard to kind of swing this angle unless you get really close here. And even then, you'll still get hit by this. And for my default setup, I usually just put it on this box here. Covers for everything main, so I don't have to worry about holding this, since no matter what, they can't really go around. They have to trip the wall. I also do this usually if they have a jet dash, since the last setup doesn't really punish that as well. I'll usually put my thorns on the tip of this box. That way it covers as much as this right side and forces them to sit in this pocket. It also makes it to where they can't jump on here, which is an added bonus. I usually pair this with either this flash up on top here, or I'll do this one over here in the corner. This sees way deeper over here, so if I'm standing here on this kind of angle, I can still flash where that one would have never flashed them. And for the third and final setup, this is one of my favorites. Just place your wall right where this yellow thing is, and then you'll throw your flash right over here. You can either hold up here on this off angle, giving you kind of a good fight since you can pop your thorns at any time. However, the most important part is whenever you're smoked off and they trip your wall, you can go for the flash and drop from heaven. And because there is a pocket here, you can go for more, as well as go over the wall and possibly peek over. Unfortunately, because there's a building in the middle, there's not a lot of cross map lineups you can do on this map. So if you come over here to this generator area and stand where the symbol is, there's going to be a waterfall over on the top of this building. So you'll aim above the waterfall in between these two rocks and pull out your thorns and do a running jump through. It will fly all the way over here and land to this. And although it doesn't cover main, it completely cuts off any players from joining this backsite. And because it lands here, it's very hard to break since you have to be up close and you can't really see it from up here. You have like a small angle, but they usually don't react to it. Now for most of my B setups, I usually only use one of my thorns. This is because at the start of the round, I'll do a lineup in this corner here. You're gonna see a triangle right over here. Line up the left bar with the right part of that triangle and do a jump throw. This will fly all the way over here and land in main, and you can do this before the barriers drop. This is what it covers, and it's a really strong lineup to know. The next lineup is mostly used if you are rotating, and to do it, I'll just look at up here, and you'll see this big shadow over on the cliff. You want to look towards the bottom of it, and then go up about a third, and then do a jump throw. Once again, this will fly all the way over there, but bounce and land default instead of landing main. That way, if you do have teammates up here and playing back here, you can help them in defending the site much easier. So if you're going to set up for mid, I usually play towards the B side. If you put a wall right here, it'll cover most of mid for you since they'll have to make noise if they jump on that side. And because you cannot see this unless you're up close, 9 times out of 10, they usually won't do anything about it. And so it'll just stay up most rounds. Now, if you're going to go for a flash, I highly recommend just going back here and jump throwing it. I found that this usually covers the most, as you can see, and it's usually not in the way of this player right here, so you can pop it without getting flashed. If you want to push mid, you can just look at this line on the wall and left click on the corner. This will land perfectly up here, and they usually don't expect it, and it covers everything. This is very nice to know if you do want to push mid, since you only have to focus this side. And for the B site, usually on defense, I place this wall on this green book on the first shelf. This is because it covers all of the plant spots since it's on this line. With this wall, I'll usually go over here and place it a little inwards. If you place it too close to the edge, it will not go down here. So you need to place it a little deeper. That way it does. And then I'll come over to this corner and place the flash off to the side here. And what's great about this flash is it does not flash you from heaven or here, or here. So all of the angles that defenders are playing, they don't have to worry about getting flashed by this. And everyone over here, they get flashed very easily. It even flashes this right side, which is great too. For the next setup, I'll come over to this bookshelf once again, go to the second shelf in the middle until it's like this. I usually use this wall if I'm trying to play on this side. I'll place my flash over on this side, just place it to where it's kind of covering like this. And then I'll place the same thorns as the last setup. The whole point is to play off your thorns and swing out with your flash. Because they're usually focused on this part in the heaven area, they're not going to pay attention to this, and so the flash usually works. The last setup I'll do is right off the side here. You'll see this little box in the top right. Just aim in the middle here until the wall is like this. I'll usually pair it with those same thorns we've been using, since this one is just so good and it's hard to break since they don't see it. This time I'll be putting my flash over here and I'll play over towards the back site. This will cover my right side so I don't have to worry about it. And when they pop the wall, I can go for the flash and kill them and peek over my wall as well. And a lineup to do on this B side, just stand on this ledge here. You'll look up to the sky and see this water pipe as well as these two rocks. You want to look in between them and more towards the bottom and do a left click throw. This will fly all the way over to Link and cover off this right side. The whole purpose is so that your team can push this left mid side and not have to worry about this. And if they do end up peeking this corner, they have nowhere else to run other than this right side. If there's one thing I can get you guys to remember, it's these 5 lineups. These will save your attack rounds and give you such a high win percentage like I do. So starting with these mid ones, let's go to this left side. You'll see this triangle on the right side as well as the orange part. And you want to kind of line up in between there. It doesn't have to be perfect, but once you toss it, it'll fly all the way to A-Link and cover the entire thing. So now if you want to rotate, you have to take 100 damage or wait the 10 seconds for it to disappear, or go all the way through spawn, which takes like much longer. For the second lineup, if you stand in this right corner, look at the orange part of the ceiling once again in the corner and just do a left click throw. This will cover all of it and do the same thing we were just doing on A-Link. So there's a lot of flexibility, and if they're sitting there shooting the same one over and over again, switch it up. For the B side, we're going to stand over by this box and this corner. See this corner on the wall here? You'll line up the icon above your thorns with the top part of it and then do a left click throw. And after you've done that, line up the bottom part as well and do another throw. The second one will fly to heaven and the first one will fly here. It's a super easy lineup you can do and makes your attack a lot easier because you don't even have to worry about this right side. If you stand in this corner of the box, look up here to where these rocks are. You'll see these little ones and then this long one right here. Look on the left side of it and do a left click throw. This will fly all the way to the backsite and you can pop it, make it super easy for your Neon or Jet or Yoru to push up. This is one of my favorite ones to use on ecos. It gets so many kills. For A side, one of the easiest lineups you can remember is in this corner. You'll see this yellow part on the wall. Just line up that same icon we were using on the top part of it and do left click throw. This will fly all the way to the back right side and cover this to where they can't swing out on the right. And for the last one on A side, you guys are probably familiar with this if you've seen my videos. You look at this dish over here and line up the top part of your icon and do a jump throw. This will fly all the way over here to the back site and cover this side. If anybody's playing on this right side, this makes it to where they can't push back here into their spawn if you push here, forcing them into this horrible fight. So abuse this as much as you can. And when these are paired together, it just makes it so hard to defend. You can't defend this site once this comes down. For post play on B, there's a few walls you can do. The most basic one is right here. And the reason why it's good is because if anybody does get caught on this side, this is a horrible fight for them, so they die 9 times out of 10. Another one you can do, and shout out to Chef for this, is right here on the right side. This allows you to have kind of a pocket to play in, and you can get really aggressive with this. I put my flash right here. That way it does get a great angle on them and free kills. And for the last post plant wall, you'll see this little hole on the wall. Just throw it on the right side and you'll get a really good wall for planting here. One of my favorite plays though is placing it right here on the right side of this ledge. And if I plant right here and look at these blue rocks, I can plant for the ledge and make it to where when they pop this wall, they can't defuse for 7 seconds. If I look over here, you'll see this white line on the wall. Throw your flash like that and you'll get a great flash for the post plant. What's so broken about this flash is if you have the right hand view model, you actually do not see it. Even if I'm standing back here, I'm not going to react to that. I mean, what the heck? And what's even better is it doesn't flash you because it's tucked behind here. So abuse this flash. It's really good. However, if I'm not saving my flash, I'll usually throw it up here on attack. Either that or I'll throw it for the backsite. There's a lot you can do with this thing, so definitely abuse it on the B side. When I'm attacking on A, I'll usually place my flash either on this top right side or I'll place it on this left side if I know they're playing there. I usually use this right one when I'm trying to clear this right side if I know there's a player there. However, most of the time I'll use this left one because trying to clear this left side is really annoying. For post plant walls, I'll usually place it right here on this barrel. That way they'll be in a horrible position if they try to go for the defuse, and it does cut off this little barrel so they can't really jump up there. And yeah, that's it for the BIS guide. Hope you guys learned something new. I will be making more videos like this in the future for all the other maps, so stay tuned for that if you're looking to learn more Vyse. And that's about all I have for you guys today. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next guide. Peace out.